Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Suzie Q Stamping free card class on Thursday night. My name is Sue Sanders, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Missouri, Central Missouri to be exact, where we have about, I don't know, I'm thinking they're saying about, 4,000 motorcycles in this weekend? So it's going to be a lot of noise and confusion, and where they have this big motorcycle rally, I am staying away from it. I have no desire whatsoever to become involved in all of that. So how has your week been? Mine has been extremely busy. I had a car into the shop on Monday. Hello, Karen. Hello, Cherie. Tuesday, I got my nails done. Hello, Anna.
Sorry, guys. Mom messed with my camera.
I guess she doesn't like the way I had it.
You're all crooked.
Am I all crooked? I'm sorry. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but you're all crooked, goofball.
Well, I've been messing with things.
Do not touch anything.
Okay.
Just don't touch nothing.
Okay. See, that looks crooked to me. But okay. We'll leave it. Y'all let me know what you
Because
think.
I'm still fixing
Oh,
it.
okay.
Silly. Lags behind
I
on your
forgot.
end.
Facebook lags. Oh, my
The struggles,
goodness.
ladies.
Yes, the struggle is real. So anyway, Monday I took my mom's car into the shop to get an oil change. Was there about 2.5, 3 hours, then went shopping. Tuesday I didn't get my nails done. I went with Audrey in the afternoon, and she got her hair done. Looks very, very cute. Can't wait for y'all to see pictures of it. Let's see, Wednesday. What did I do on Wednesday? I did something. Oh, Wednesday we went to the zoo. So I was in Springfield most of the day yesterday. Today I had to take Mom's car back to the shop because it needed an upper ball joint. And then came home, did some things to get cards ready for tonight. And then went to Columbia with my husband for his doctor's appointment. Got back home, ate dinner, and here I am now live. So I have had quite a week, and tomorrow, I can't wait. It's card class, and I am so excited about the cards we're going to make. But before we get to that, let me announce these were the cards that we made last week. My assistant Dorothy made this one, and I made this one using the stencils. And the winner is
me,
Karen Bond. So Karen, congratulations on winning these 2 cards from last week. And I know you'll love these because you like these colors. Yay, Karen. Okay, now I want to welcome everybody that's coming in. I welcome all of you that are watching the replay on YouTube or on my Facebook page. I do want to mention that Gina Marie Howard, you won cards way back in July. So if you want these cards, please send me your mailing address so that I can mail those to you. Otherwise, by the end of September, I will draw another name for those. Also, I have Robin Miller. You got the cards that we made on September 7th as well, because I had 2 extra cards, so I drew another name. So from the week before. So Robin, you are a winner. So if you will get me your address, I will send those to you, and you have until the end of September to claim your prize. So have any of you had a chance to look at my oops moment with my pie making? You ought to go out and watch the video I did this morning, because that's kind of funny, and it goes way, way back, like a long time ago, 1977. All right. Let's get our goodies out for tonight and see what we are creating. So I have a customer who was wanting to see the deckled circled eyes. So I decided, because I just got them in yesterday, I decided that that's the card we were going to make tonight. I'm getting all of my bits and pieces out here so that I can demonstrate it for you. And I have to say that it turned out very, very cute. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. All right, so I am using a die set that comes with the Oh Holy Night. It's on page, now that it's September, I can show you. I will show you the entire suite of products. It is so gorgeous. I cannot believe that Christmas is just around the corner. It's just very hard for me to believe that. Where is it?
Towards the front.
There it is. Okay, so here is the entire suite of products. You get the Night Divine, which has words, but then it has a die set of the Nativity. Then it also has the Stars at Night stamp set and the dies that go with those, which there is like tons of different stars in this die set. Okay, and it even has a label that you can cut out this stamp here. Okay, so very nice set. It goes well with that Oh Holy Night DSP paper. It would go very well with the other paper, which is the Shining Brightly. But tonight we're going to use the Oh Holy Night 12 by 12 DSP. We are using the Stars at Night for the Merry Christmas saying, and I've used a die to cut out my star. Okay, it also comes with these star embellishments, the adhesive back stars, and the Night of Navy and Gold ribbon, which we're not using tonight because it wouldn't fit on my card. Okay, so let me show you the card that we're going to make, and then we will get started. So I have this card, and it is a easel card, so it will stand up like that. I am going to let the internet catch up with me because it's lagging behind. Okay, so I hope you all can see that. So I took those decal dies, and I'm going to show those to you. And I'm going to show you how I cut out the paper for the card base. So here is all of the decal dies. You've got several different sizes, and they all layer on top of each other.
I did cut those out.
You did?
They're on the back.
Oh. My assistant cut them out for me today. Here they are. So these are all the dies once you've cut them out. So if there was a way I could keep them all together, we could make a little hanging whirly jig type things. You know how they make those. All right. So the first thing that I did was I wanted to use, to get my directions here, I used a full sheet of crumb cake, which is 8.5 by 11, and then I scored it at 5.5. So this is the card base, and we are going to take the fourth largest die, and so I'm counting from the outside. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm just going to double check and make sure that I am correct so that I don't mess up my, nope, that is not this size that I want. Oh, I'm sorry, the third largest. That's why it's not fitting, because I was looking down on my notes too far. So if those of you that know me in card class or anything like that, y'all know I am not perfect, and I definitely make mistakes. So it's okay. You just bear with me, okay? So now I've got this card stuck in there. All right, so I have the third largest die. Then for my Starry Night or Starry Sky paper, I used the fourth largest die to cut it out, and I've already cut that out so that we didn't have to, because that's just plain cutting out a circle. And then I used the third largest die to cut out a piece of the designer series paper, and I wanted it to look kind of sandy. Okay, now this paper is 12 by 12, so what I've done is I've cut mine down to 6 by 6, and then I just cut a 6 by 6 piece down to I'm looking here from my,
You didn't tell me. You cut it down.
I cut it down. DSP, the largest deco die, 4 3/4 by 4 3/4.
Give that to me. You don't know how to read my directions.
Well, no, she wants me to use her directions, but I can't read it.
Your DSP is the fifth largest deco die, and your DSP paper is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and you cut your deco die out of that.
Right, that's what I said. 4 3/4 by 4 3/4.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So 4 3/4 is the same as 4 3/4. All right.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm positively sure about
There's
that.
the direction.
Okay, so that's our deco dies. So now let me show you how to get the base of this card. We want it to be able to be opened. So I'm going to move these because I don't really need these dies here anymore. So you're going to take that large die and you are going to put it just a little bit over your cardstock. Okay, so I don't know if you all can see that, but that's how it's going to be cut out.
Anna wants to know who's Abbott and who's Costello.
I don't know who's on first. No, that's who's on second. What's on first? I don't know. But anyway, this is what it will look like when you go to die cut it. So I'm going to die cut this for us, and then I will show you how it magically makes a fold that you haven't cut through. Now, I did this. I started this morning, between my running around, and I did make it with the very big die, the largest die. However, I wasn't really feeling that one so much, so I discarded that, and that's why I went down to a smaller size. Also, you don't necessarily need to have a giant envelope. However, this card won't fit into one of our regular A2 size envelopes. You'll have to A, make an envelope, or B, buy one of those bigger ones. Okay. Now, keep in mind that you have 2 pieces of cardstock that you're cutting through, and it hasn't cut all the way through for me. So I am going to, and that's why I have my tape on there. I have to run this back through the other direction. So that because it was too close to my bottom of my plate, and that's why it didn't cut. So it's like with anything else, sometimes I have difficulty, and sometimes on the first try it works. Tonight it was not wanting to work on the first try, but that's okay. All right, so that's with that die, and now here is the way the card will open. Okay. The next thing that I did was I measured this. So this die measures 5 inches. So half of 5 is 2.5. So I am going to score my one circle at 2.5. So what I did was I lined up my fold where I had folded it on my big piece, and I lined that up at 2.5. So this is 5. Yes, it's 5. So 2.5 is our halfway mark. And straighten, make sure that it's straight on your trimmer so that you get a good straight score, and just score that, because that's going to make our easel. Okay, although that doesn't look like it's halfway, it's okay, it's close enough, because all you want to do is make the easel where it's going to stand up. So we're going to give that a good burnishing. All right, so there is the start of our easel card. Okay, easy peasy so far, right? Now, out of the scrap that we have left from our circle die, we're going to take part of that, and we're just going to kind of chop this off, because we're going to make use of this. Okay, so here's a piece of scrap. Now we are going to cut out of the Night Divine stamp, or the dies. And we are going to, and I must have left it out. What is it? Nighttime. I know I had it.
What are you looking for?
It's the stable.
Oh, I was just looking.
Well, I know it's not buried under my table because I cleaned it off right before I went live. So what did I do with it?
It's not in your container?
No, it's not in that container. Okay. Where is my little stable die? I know it's not in my stitched circles. Well, this is not funny, ladies and gentlemen, because I had that die this morning, and I put everything away. Oh, there it is. I found it. We can stop looking. Phew, that scared me. Some people are afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of losing my dies. I'm also afraid of spiders, but okay. So with our stable, we don't need it as long as the legs are. Okay. So I just kind of took it about that point with my leftovers of my crumb cake, and I'm gonna stick it down, and we're gonna run that through the die machine real quick. And this one's a little bit more difficult because it is it's like a square, and normally I try to put these on an angle so that they don't make a big clunk sound, but this one doesn't go on an angle. It won't fit through the machine. I guess I would have if I moved it, if I turned it. Oh well. Silly me. It's been one of those weeks, ladies, let me tell you. I don't know whether I've been coming or going. And it doesn't really matter if it's, a little short. This one's a little bit shorter than my other one, but it's all okay because we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. Okay. All right. So we have our Now, where is, there it is. Here's my little bits that I've already cut. So I've already cut out of our brand new gold and silver sparkly paper that has adhesive backing on it. I've already cut one of our little tiny stars. I just left it in the die cut so I didn't lose it. But see, I just used a little teeny tiny piece, and it's got that adhesive die, and I'm going to keep this because I'm sure I can find something to do with that scrap. I don't normally keep scraps that little. However, when they're specialty paper like that, I will. I'll stick them back in their folders. All right. This is from the is it from this one? No. Where did I say we got this from?
That one was from
I'm thinking here, ladies. I'm thinking. This is not from the stars. I used it from another stamp set. Oh, I know where this is from. This one is from the, I knew I put it away, and I put it away thinking, oh, I didn't use those, but yes, I did. The nested rectangle dies. I am so far behind, ladies, in inventorying my stuff, it's not even funny, because all my dies need to be put on magnets and what have you. So anyway, this is from this set of dies, and as you can tell, they're just like one big heaping mess. Okay, but you could use any die that you have. If you have a, you don't even have to use a die. You can cut a piece of paper to fit to make your easel stand, to make it so that it stands up. All right, and out of the starry night or starry sky, I cut my little family and the shepherd and the wise man. Now we are going to do some embossing in gold. And I have to shut the fan off because my assistant was warm. But we all know what happens when you are embossing. I don't. With embossing powder. And this piece here is just a scrap of the starry sky that I got when I used it from cutting my layer, my circle, because that was a 5x5 piece. So this was just like the little bits that was over that. Okay, move this stuff out of the way, get my Versamark, my gold embossing powder, my Merry Christmas, and I need, there it is, my embossing buddy. So I decided to go ahead and do this in gold embossing powder just because I thought that it would give it some class, I guess. So we're going to stamp. We did our embossing buddy. Where is my... Y'all just wouldn't believe what my room looks like in my desk. Because it is one hot mess, let me tell you. And I really think I ought to spend Saturday cleaning my room instead of mowing the grass. Oh, there it is. Found it. I was looking for my stamping mat. So here is our mat that I'm going to stamp on. So there's Merry Christmas. You can't see it, but I can. I will show you the magic of embossing.
Karen would like to know if you have cut the nativity from the sandy color paper, so the blue from the big blue circle would show through instead of cutting the blue one and putting it on top of the sandy colored paper.
Absolutely, you can do that. You could absolutely do that. That is a very good idea, Karen, and that's something that I may have to try doing. But yes, anytime that you have a piece of designer series paper and you want that to shine through from your die cut, yes, you can do that. Or not necessarily designer series paper, but in this case, it would be the cardstock. So I am going to let you all chat amongst yourselves while I turn on my heat gun, and it's going to be loud and noisy. And voila, there is our embossed Merry Christmas. And we will now take and die cut this. And I see that I have just a little speck of gold at the top, but that's okay. It's all good. Have you guys ever, thanks, that's what it looked like when I first, oh, you thought that the designer series paper, okay, I can see that. And yes, Karen, that would work really good. I may have to make another one and use that idea and debut that, because that is a really good idea. So have any of you, I lost my train of thought. The train left the station and I wasn't on it. Okay. So do you all like to do heat embossing? I never used to, but I've gotten used to it now and I don't mind doing it. I really like doing it. Okay, so I'm done with this die, and this die goes in this. See, if I don't put these away, ladies, I'm gonna misplace them somewhere. Here we go, the nested dies. Cherie, you love to emboss, don't you? I know you do. And Anna, you like doing it? All right, so now I think we are about ready to assemble our card. There's my stamp. So on the inside of my circle, and that has got ink on it. Ugh. Stacks upon stacks upon stacks. You forget about doing the heat embossing. It really adds something to your cards, Karen. If you do it, and someone gave a tip the other day, another demonstrator, about using the white craft ink and stamping with that, and then embossing it with the white embossing powder, and it gives it a different look. So I have to try that. That's because that's something new to me. All right, so we are using the saying that says, wishing you the best and brightest holiday season. And we're going to put that right here in the center, not in the center because that would be showing, up here at the top of our card, okay? And we are going to use the Starry Sky. All right, so this is our inside. Lining it up the best that I can. There we go. So we're done with that ink. Because I will tell you, if I don't clean my stamps right away, I forget, and then they go back in my box for me to put my supplies away, and something always winds up with ink that's not supposed to have ink. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take and assemble all of our little bits. So here is our big starry sky circle, and this is our designer series paper, and we're just going to glue that on there. And that's the other pretty side of that paper that I'm using. And I do love my precision. Yes. Long time ago, they used to use toaster ovens, and they used to try to do it with hair dryers and everything before the actual heat gun came out. So
I'm surprised there weren't more house fires.
I know. All right. So you just want to center your circle the best you can on your starry sky. And you can kind of see where you want your ground to be. So I kind of want this to be my background. So I'm going to then lay down flat my family here. And I'm just going to glue this. They're big enough pieces that you don't have to necessarily use the adhesive sheets, but you can if you want to. You could even pop this up if you want to, but I am popping up the little stable piece because I wanted the family to be kind of like in the background or giving it the dimension. Now we're going to apply some of the mini black dimensionals with my take your pick tool. And you want to make sure that you've got them go in the direction to where they're not going to show on the edges here, because these are very narrow little. So I just put one on each bottom, and then I put them up here at the top. I'm all out of those except for skeletons, and I don't want to use skeletons on this. So let me get another sheet of my minis. Here they are.
Do you have some?
Yeah. If I had my skeletons cut, it wouldn't be bad, but I don't want to cut them. So you do want to be kind of generous with your dimensionals on this because you don't want it to be sagging, but you also want to make sure that they don't show. And I think I've got one that might be showing in just a corner. Yes, it does, of course. So we're going to pull you up and move you over just a little bit so that you don't show. But now you're showing on that side. There we go. So you do want to try to place these where they're going to give it stability but not show. All right. So we'll put one there, and that one won't show either. There we go. We're not going to attach that just yet because I do want to attach this first. So this is going to go here. And you want to remember that you're only going to put it down on half of the card base. So what I did was I know that my card is going to set like this. All right. And it doesn't go all the way around. So I'm not going to put glue all the way around my half circle here. I'm just going to kind of come around like so, and then fill it in with some glue. Because if you find once you get it placed on there that you need to put a little bit more glue on, you can. All right. So now you're just going to open your card up, or close your card up. I'm sorry. Close it. And very carefully, you're going to lay this down and try to get it just as centered as you can with that base circle. Okay, so that looks pretty good. What do y'all think? So here is our card so far. Now we're going to attach our stable. And I'm just picking off the dimensional backings. I do love my take your pick tool to do that with, because trying to do it with my nails, the paper and everything always gets stuck and I can't get it off. Come on. There we go. All right. And then all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to lay it to where it's on either side. And if it goes over a little bit onto that night of, or that starry sky paper, it's okay. You just want to make sure that it's more or less centered in on your card. Now we're going to take our star that we die cut and we're going to peel that backing off of it. Just like that. And now we're going to put that star right up here on our peak of our roof. Okay, just like that. I love this card. Okay, I've got to pick this little die up and put it in my box or it's going to get misplaced. Now I'm going to take some, you can use regular dimensionals, but I don't have any of those out. So I'm just going to use my minis because this is going to be our stopper for our easel. And pick off all of those little bits. How many of you have walked out of the house and realized that you've got those little backings from your dimensionals on you? Me. Then you're going to set your card up, and wherever you want it placed, okay, wherever you want that circle to stop at is where you want to place your greeting at. So right there looks good to me. And there we have the easel card with our circles. Okay, and like I said, this does not fit into a regular size envelope, but you can make an envelope or you can get those bigger ones. Okay, you still have space on the back if you want, excuse me, if you want to write something, then you can open, open up the back of it and write a greeting in there. Otherwise, there is your Christmas card, and it doesn't take that much time. And if you were to do several of these at one time, you would just cut out all the pieces at once. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Let me get some of this stuff cleared away here, and we can get on with our next one. The next one, we are using some new paper that was put out there online only. So it's probably while supplies last. I'm going to show you some of the new papers that I just got in, because we just got them in and they are so pretty. I wasn't sure how I would like them. I'm trying to get on my little bits of trash here. All right, so this is one pack, and this is called the Delightful Florals. So this matches the, yes, we're using it in class tomorrow, ladies. Not the paper, but the stamp set. It is the translucent florals. So this paper kind of goes with those translucent florals. I wasn't sure if I was going to have the paper in time for class, and already designed a card using that stamp set. So Let's take a peek and see what's all in this paper pack. And this is item number, if you want to write this down, if you like this, 162356 is the number for the delightful floral designer paper.
It sounded like you were selling something off of QVC. The item number is.
So, Cherie, you're excited about using the translucent flowers. Have you got that set yet? Okay, so there's the back, and then there's the front. Very, very pretty. I love that. Can't wait to work with it. Here's some leaves with the pretty peacock back paper. Some smaller little flowers with, it looks like Calypso coral. Well, we are working with it tomorrow for one of our cards. So there's another big bold print with the flower with a lighter pink. That is probably Bubble Bath, if I had to take a guess. Come on, fingers, work for me. Some more leaves. And I would say that this is probably Pool Party. We'll see how close I come when I look at the paper pack. Ooh, I like this. This is really pretty. And that, I'm sure, is Lemon Lime Twist. Not one of my favorites, but I think I can do something with that. So let's see what coordinates with this. Oh, Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Bubble Bath, Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lolly, Parakeet Party, Pool Party, and Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I was wrong on Lemon Lime Twist. We are all entitled to making a mistake, right? Right. All right. Would you set that over there, please? All right. The next pack of paper that is online that you may order is item number 162332, and it is the tartan foil. So this is all foil paper. Okay, so we have 2 sheets of this copper clay, and then on the back side, it's got smaller plaid, and it's all shiny. This here, I believe, is going to be Lost Lagoon, if I'm not mistaken. And then the smaller plaid. And then this is the Pebbled Path, I'm sure. And then the smaller one. So you get 6 sheets of this pack. And it is the shiny paper on both sides. So, am I correct? Copper clay. Oh, Lost Lagoon, not... Yeah, I said Lost Lagoon. And Pebbled Path. No mistakes on that one. All right. And of course, I showed you, this is what the gold glitter paper looks like with the sticky on the back. And then that comes also in silver. So there's the silver and the gold that has the adhesive sheets on the back already. So that's really cool. That's going to be good to work with at Christmas time. So if you do little things like stars and such, you don't have to worry about it having to put your own sticky sheet on. This pack is also all shiny, and it's called Shining Christmas. And it has Cherry Cobbler and Mossy Meadow in it. And I haven't even looked at this one, ladies. I haven't looked at any of those that I showed you. So here is some Christmas trees. And on the back, then it has the Cherry Cobbler. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So one side is shiny and one side is not. Then you have Christmas presents and just a real small, tiny cherry cobbler print. What makes these papers so nice is if you want to do several Christmas cards, maybe of different styles, but you want to use the same paper, let the paper talk for you. You don't have to do a lot of die cutting or anything like that. You can just cut a 12 by 12 sheet into 5 1/4 by 4-inch pieces, which is a mat for a regular card. You would have a strip left over on the side that you could use on the inside of your card. Tie a pretty ribbon around it, put a pretty bow on it with your greeting stamped and die cut, and you've got a very simple but elegant looking Christmas card because the paper will do the talking for you. So here's some striped, and then on the back of that there's some Christmas lights. Here is, would you call this argyle? Is this like argyle sweaters? Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. And then more ornaments on the back. You have the holly. I mean, that just shines. I love it. And then on the back, it's just red polka dots. We have candy canes. And then we have just some red X's. So I see a lot of possibilities, not even using a full piece of this, but using a piece of this, and then at the bottom using a piece of this and making it a like one of those, what do I want to call the cards? The Dutch door card that I've made before. I've demonstrated it. Would you put that back in there, please? Sure. All right. So the last pack that they offer online is called Traditions of St. Nick, and it's item number 162355. And this does coordinate with one of the stamps and die sets in the mini catalog. I, however, am not going to get that set simply because I don't want to color. Okay, I don't want to color that many Christmas cards. Let's put it that way. And so I knew that with this, I could do it with dies or fussy cutting. And y'all know how I feel about fussy cutting, right? Come on,
that's
where
your
you
favorite thing to do.
You bet. Okay, so the St. Nicholas bundle, okay, it's not a suite, but it's a bundle, and so it has these 2 Santa Clauses, and it has the dies, and those dies match up with the Santa Clauses on this paper. So that's really kind of cool. All right, so you have the Santa Clauses on one side and red on the other side. Okay, I love this. It's got gingerbread, it's got cookies, hot chocolate, peppermints, and then it has, okay,
sorry.
Yes, this may not be everybody's styles, okay, grant you. However, because our DSP is double-sided, there's always one side that you're going to like.
That side.
So I will probably use this side because this side kind of reminds me of the avocado green kitchen that I had when I was married back in 1977.
No, Victorian wallpaper.
Yes, or Victorian wallpaper. Okay, now this one here is like little mailboxes. So that would be really kind of cute to use with that one stamp that has the mailbox that is called Sending Love or Stamped with Love, which is the angel stamp that we have this year. And it has like a little mailbox on it. So I think that would make a really cute card. And then it has the brown paper that looks like Victorian wallpaper. There's always some paper that some people just don't like. Yes, Pat, they probably would make really cute boxes. Cute, not pretty, but cute. At least in my eyes, but that's okay. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. This is kind of cute though, because it has Christmas trees with the fireplaces and a wreath hanging above and 2 chairs like it's a sitting room. So that's really kind of cute to make a card with. And then it has this. This isn't too bad. My assistant is over here not making very nice faces. Okay. Would I use a whole piece of this for the front of my card? No, I would not. I would probably use a very small strip of it. That's how I would use that paper.
I don't know. There's only one piece of paper I've seen so far in this set that I'm googly-eyed over.
Really? Okay, we are going to be using this paper tonight, and this is on the back of it. So you could use this for the fall because it's kind of like leafy. You could use that for the fall, but I really like this side for Christmas cards. And then you have stockings, and on the back of that you have this. Now, like again, I would not personally use this for a full front of a card. Okay, I would use this more so for a strip of a card, maybe coordinating with the stockings. I don't know. We'll have to see. There is one side of all of this paper that I really like. The other side, not so much, but that's how it usually is. So let me show you the card we're going to be making tonight with that paper. Okay. This is also using the Christmas Classic dies and stamp set. So in this die set, you have several different dies. You have the label die that's the square. You have the berry dies. You have the holly. And then you have 2 of the leaves that you can use. Then you have a decorative border, a larger holly, a larger pine bough, 2 labels that you can use, and another decorative border. Okay, you also have this piece right here, this green piece, and we're going to make that. So we're making this tonight. So set my example aside. I've already cut out my little white square to go in the center of my foliage. So this is what I have here, and this is just a piece of mossy meadow that is cut 4.5 by 4.5. The greeting was cut out of a piece of basic white that was 2.5 by 2.5. All right, I've already ran this through the die machine, but I wanted to show you how you can easily get out these little pieces using the brush that attaches to your take your pick tool. Okay, so you'll just rub this brush over your take your pick tool or over your die. Well, usually you want to leave it in there with the paper, and it works much better. And it does come with a foam mat like that, so that you have a soft mat. And then, if it doesn't all come out, then you just very carefully pop it out. And of course, this one's going to give me cantankerous fits. But my paper knows that Sue will always win. I do not let my paper get the best of me, because I will then take my take your pick tool and I will poke out those little pieces. That's not my sharpened one. I do like Mossy Meadow. It was one of my favorite colors when it was an in color, and I really hated when they took it away. I was glad that they brought it back. I'm really hoping that they bring back my 2 other favorite greens, which was Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen, because I love those 2 colors. But we don't do color refreshes but every 5 years, so come on now. There we go. I thought I'd be a smarty person and do this beforehand. I should have just waited and done it, or just done it, and not tried to show you how easy it was to get it out. Because really, it is not that hard. I mean, my very first one, it popped right out of there. I think I need to get new blades, or not blades, but mats for my cut and emboss machine. I think mine are pretty warped, so it's not making good contact. We are going to snip this off of here.
Sheree wants to know if you've ever used wax paper.
I have, Cherie. In fact, at one time I had bought a specific paper to use with detailed dies. I've used it all up. And yeah, I have used wax paper, and that does help. Like I said, this one, I don't know why it's giving me fits, because the one that I did for my example, it popped right out for me. So I don't know if it just didn't cut through all the way. But we're not going to let it get the best of me, are we? And then again, sometimes Sue just gives up and I fight with it later when I'm not on camera. What I am going to try to do, though, is line this up. Have you ever had to do that? Line up your die with your paper again. And I'm going to run this through again. Hopefully those little bits of that branch will come off. As long as I don't shift it. Okay. I think that's got it now. Yep, it sure does. It just needed a little bit of persuasion. Okay, we're going to get those other little bits out of there. And you don't have to make sure that every little bit's out, because sometimes it does add some character if there is filled in leaves. Okay, so that is complete. All these little bits of trash. Okay, so for this card, our base is real red. And I cut a piece that was 5.5 by 8.5. And then I scored it at 2 1/8 and just barely 2 1/8. Okay, so that it joins in the middle, but it doesn't overlap. All right, it should join at 2 1/8, but when I did mine at 2 1/8, it just was a little bit overlap. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay, boy, I didn't realize that I didn't get my paper on there even at all. That's okay. All right, so then I have 2 pieces of that DSP that is cut at 2 inches. So that's going to get laid down. Why is that not? It cannot be at 2 inches. Ding, ding, ding. It should be, but it's not. It's going to have to be, let's see, if it's 2 1/8, 1 7/8. Is going to get me what I need. I'm almost sure, because that will give me a little bit of a border of red around my DSP, and they are at 5 1/2 inches because they go, no, I'm sorry, not 5 1/2, 5 1/4. So that will give us our pretty DSP on the outside. I was told that if I measured anything, I'd get in trouble because she wrote down my instructions. But I don't think she wrote down what my measurement was. It was...
She didn't give me that one.
Oh, I didn't give it to her, so she can't get mad if I measure. There's my measuring stick. Oh, I'll borrow hers. Hers is handier, mine is buried. Don't want metric. Okay, so it's 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. That's what I thought. But see, even this side would be okay on a card like this, because you're not using a great big piece of it. You know, sometimes you have to look at paper in a different light, especially, and I don't mean light as far as a flashlight light. Look at it as a smaller piece of paper and not a full sheet of 12 by 12, because sometimes the paper in a 12 by 12 is much more overpowering than a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. If that makes sense. Does that make sense, ladies?
Sort of.
Sort of. Well, it's kind of like if you have a real busy pattern, you don't want maybe to use an entire large sheet of that pattern because it's too overpowering. Okay, and here is our label. Here is our inside, and our inside is going to be stamped with some of the holly leaves and the berries. And the greeting says, tidings of comfort and joy to you and yours. So that's going to go on the inside of our card. And that comes from the stamp, this bundle stamp set. And that is stamped in the Mossy Meadow. Okay, let me get this moved up here so I can be in the camera. And this is just, this is two stamps on the same block. I just kind of lined them up together so that I could stamp it one time. Here is our holly leaf. And then with Real Red, we're going to come in and make our berries. And because this one has a stem on it, I just kind of place my berries like so. We're not done with the red. And like I said, with the cost of postage today, oh my word, I don't plan on making too many cards that have a lot of bulk on them that I'm going to mail out. Those I will save and give to people in person. And now here is my stamp that says Peace on Earth. And I'm going to stamp that in Real Red right in the center of that square. And red makes a terrible mess, so I'm not going to take the chance of getting that ink all over me. Okay, we are ready to adhere everything down to our card base. There's our inside. putting my glasses down so I can see where my score lines are, because I thought I was messed up on it. Come on now, don't be cantankerous with me. Okay. Well, I don't know what happened there, but it didn't join together. And it should have. I have no idea what happened. Okay, well, you know what? We just go on because our lovely little thing here is going to cover up most of that gap. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand why it does what it does, but it does. So we're going to place our piece on earth, the center of this frame. And we only want to glue one side because this is a gatefold. So we only want to glue half of our front piece. So I'm looking here at this leaf, and that's about my halfway mark that I want to glue on. And I am going to dot some of these pieces of the foliage so that they also stick down to my paper, but they're not sticking to the other part of the card. I'm going to open this up. Just kind of place it there so that I can see how it looks and if I've got it in the right position. And there we go. That's down. Now, these were some, and I thought they were still in. That's what I used on my example card. But for our card here, we're going to use some of these that are the blooming pearls, I think. We're going to use these gold ones here. You can use any color embellishments that you'd want on your card. You can even color your white pearls with a blend marker and get, I mean, I could do that with my Real Red or my Mossy Meadow blend and have it, but I decided not to do that. I'm just going to take these small little gold. Yeah, why'd you have to get stuck on the wrong side? Come on off my finger. There we go. And I am just going to place these randomly on my label. And I think that gold just kind of adds something to it. And there we go. There is our gate card. So what do you ladies think about that one? Okay, let me know what you think about the cards tonight. Oops. Okay, let's take a little survey here. I need you all to kind of vote to help me out. Out of the two cards tonight, I'm trying to get my package back together here, and it's not working out so good for me. Which would you prefer to have on the blog or on my website to have the directions for? Number one, which is our circle card, wherever I put it. What did I do with my first card? There it is. The instructions for our first card, or the instructions for the gatefold card. Which would you rather have? Okay, number one, the round card. Okay.
You say the round card.
All right. 2 for the round card. All right. That's the one that it shall be. I will put up on my webpage. Okay. Number one. What does OTOG mean, Cherie? I don't know what that means. I'm not very good at figuring out acronyms. Okay, the round card it is. I will be making the directions for that and posting those out on my on my blog post.
Which, by the way, is right here.
So give me until this weekend, okay? Because I am still working on some other projects that must be completed within the next 24 hours. And if I have time, I should be able to get this typed up by tomorrow evening.
But it'll be on there.
Yeah, but it will be
Monday,
it will be on there by Monday at the very latest. So you'll have the directions for this. Okay. So, well,
but in the
ladies,
meantime, you can always rewatch the video.
right? You can watch you can rewatch the video. If you don't have the decoed circle dies, you can use the old. They used to have an old layering circle set that had great big dies in it. They don't any longer. The only ones that they have the big circles now is this deco set. Thank you, Anna. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. Good night. Have a great weekend. So you would need to get those deco dies to make this card, okay? As well as if you wanted to duplicate this one, okay? All right, ladies, thank you so much for watching tonight. I appreciate you coming in. I know there's a couple of, should I say, lurkers, because I can see that there's 6 people watching, but some of you haven't posted. Please leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up. That all helps my analyticals. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I do come live every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, unless something pressing comes up. And I will tell you that next week I will not be live, but there will be a recorded video because I have a Blue Star Mothers of America meeting in Columbia, and it starts at 6 o'clock, and there's no way I can be back by 7 to do my live video. So, yes, Karen, I will see you tomorrow. Shireen, Pat, I will see you both tomorrow at card class. Looking forward to it. You all have a great evening. Bye, everybody.